There are so many formulas out there for the area of a triangle. How many of these do you know? First, we have the classic area is 1/2 base times height. But what if we don't know the height? Well, if you know two sides of the triangle and its included angle, then we can use the following formula. 1/2 the product of those two sides times by the sine ratio of the included angle will give you the area of that triangle. But what if you don't know any angles in the triangle? Well, fret not, my friend, because we have Heron's formula, which uses the square root and the semi-perimeter of the triangle to calculate its area. In fact, the proof for Heron's formula actually uses the law of cosines. So in that regard, you can kind of think of it as a counterpart to the previous formula with the sine ratio. And that's about it. Just kidding. We can also use vectors to find the area of a triangle. For example, if we let the two vectors a and b represent two sides of the triangle, then if we take 1/2 of the cross product of those two vectors in any order, a cross b or b cross a, then that will give you the area of the triangle. In fact, we get a bonus factor because if we get rid of that 1/2 factor, then the magnitude of the cross product represents the area of the parallelogram that is spanned by those two vectors. Nice. Now, of course, vectors and matrices share an intimate connection in math. So of course, there is a matrix formula for the area of a triangle, specifically using a determinant. What we basically do is we just plug in the coordinates of each vertex into each row of the determinant and times it by the factor of plus or minus 1/2. That plus or minus is just there to make sure that the area stays positive. So if the value of the determinant is negative, choose the negative sign. If the value of the determinant is positive, choose the positive sign. And just like in the previous case with the vector formula, we have a bonus fact here. This determinant is 0 if and only if the 3 points are collinear, which makes sense, I think, because that would mean the area of the triangle is 0. And that's the last of them, truly, for now. How many did you recognize? In fact, let me know down below if you know any other formulas for the area of a triangle. I always love learning new things. All right, with that, I hope you're doing well. Make sure to hit that follow button for more math content. And as always, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Take care.